Leadership matters so much because most of us spend our time trying to get things done with others, groups, teams, communities, organizations, and leadership is how we secure action toward those results. It's vital and integral to the success of our organizations. It's not something that we do on the side. It's not just a soft skill. And at Leading Pace, we're committed to expanding the capacity as well as the capability for leadership at the individual, team, and organizational levels, because we know what a difference it makes in our lives and in the world. So most people, when they talk about leadership development, they're really talking about leader development, and that's an important distinction to make. Leadership is a very complex social process. It's generated as we interact with others, and while we do use individual behaviors to engage in that process through communicative practices, it really emerges or is generated at the collective level. So full, robust leadership development kind of happens from two different angles or two different perspectives. There is leadership development at the individual level, focusing more on developing leaders, individual practices, competencies, behaviors, and that's usually cultivated through coaching or training. At the same time, you can work it from the other end and develop leadership at the system level, embedding it in culture, strategy, processes, so that it emerges. I would characterize our approach as collaborative and dialogic. And what that means is we come in asking the right questions, evoking more questions from the client, and generating some new insights so that the client sees new possibilities for action. We understand that the client is the expert in their industry, their market, their technical area or discipline. And we assume that the wisdom is in the room. And so rather than coming in and imposing something or telling them, we're skilled at facilitating and drawing that out. And then we co-create together the solutions that are going to be implemented and attempt to cultivate a certain level of self-reliance on the part of the client so that the successes and the results achieved continue on long after our engagement concludes. Leadership for a world that works better. That's the tagline we chose. And you can look at that two ways. One, think of how much time most of us spend at work or working. Effective leadership can make that a much better experience after our engagement concludes. Leadership for a world that works better. That's the tagline we chose. And you can look at that two ways. One, think of how much time most of us spend at work or working. Effective leadership can make that a much better experience. On the other side, stronger leadership means that the organization's going to perform more effectively and achieve greater results.